God-level duplication system. Chapter 36. One punch. Under the attention of everyone on the field, Zhang Tao gave a cold shout, rushed to Lin Xuan and punched out. Cracking rock fist. The punch is like the wind, powerful and vigorous, like the momentum of breaking a mountain and cracking a rock. The power is amazing. Zhang Tao didn't hold back the slightest bit of this punch. The purpose is to decide the winner with one punch, and hit Lin Xuan hard by the way. To get revenge on Lin Xuan for stealing his limelight in the test hall. The surrounding disciples felt this power, and many of them also changed their expression slightly. They can feel that this punch is so powerful that they may not be able to receive it in the late stages of the ordinary enlightenment state. According to Lin Xuan's information that had spread when he tested his talent 3 days ago, Lin Xuan was still in the early stage of enlightenment. In 3 days, I don't know if I can break through to the middle stage of enlightenment state, let alone the late stage of enlightenment state. In other words, it is basically impossible to take this punch. Everyone turned their eyes to Lin Xuan, wanting to see how Lin Xuan would respond. What kind of strength does this number one genius among the new disciples have, and can he fight across the ranks? Not far away, Lin Xuan remained indifferent from beginning to end. Facing Zhang Tao's powerful punch, Lin Xuan also punched him right. Smashing Jade Fist. The punch was so violent that it exploded layers of air. The power is also not bad. The next moment, under the gaze of everyone on the field, the two fists collided. Boom! A muffled sound came. After punching, Lin Xuan stood still, his expression still indifferent. Slowly withdrew his fist as if nothing happened. On the other side, Zhang Tao's expression twisted. What? A scream came out as if being crushed by a big stone. He retreated back again and again. After retreating tens of meters, he fell to the ground, crying out in pain. The right arm was even more irregularly curved, with blood splattered and fractured. Looking at this scene on the field, everyone's expressions were shocked, and they looked at Lin Xuan in disbelief. The field also instantly quieted down. But then, it was noisy again, extremely lively. Damn it, Lin Xuan is actually so strong, not to mention winning with one punch and also crippled one of Zhang Tao's arms? It's probably because Zhang Tao threatened Lin Xuan and made him really angry, so he took a ruthless hand. It seems that Lin Xuan, the first genius of this new disciple, lives up to his name. 3 days ago, he was still in the early stage of enlightenment realm, but now he can instantly kill the late stage of enlightenment realm. It's not just the first genius of the new disciples, it is estimated that among all the outer disciples, they can be regarded as the number one genius. I am afraid that it will not take long for them to be another master of the outer sect. However, Zhang Tao is not so easy to solve. He also has a cousin Zhang Mingliang, but what about the master of Qi gathering? I just don't know how Lin Xuan will deal with it. Lin Xuan is the new disciple with the highest potential. During the 3-month potential protection period, other old disciples can't touch him as long as he doesn't take the initiative to accept other people's challenges. And 3 months later, with Lin Xuan's talent, he might not be unable to deal with Zhang Mingliang. That's right. All the disciples talked non-stop, and their eyes focused on Lin Xuan, a little more shocked and unbelievable. Even Zhang Tao, whose strength had reached the late stage of enlightenment realm, couldn't bear Lin Xuan's punch. The strength Lin Xuan showed has already reached the number one among new disciples. When everyone saw such a scene, they realized that Lin Xuan, a new disciple, was genuine on his first day. It is not much different from the rumors these days. Even more so. But Lin Xuan ignored the others, looked at the energy points that started to surge again in the attribute panel in the void, and nodded slightly. Immediately, with a cold expression, he walked towards Zhang Tao. On the opposite side, Zhang Tao fell to the ground, looked at Lin Xuan who was approaching, and roared in his heart. How is this possible? This is impossible. Impossible. He didn't want to believe that he was defeated by Lin Xuan's punch. But the sharp pain from his arm reminded him every moment that it was true. He is indeed not as good as Lin Xuan, whether it is talent or strength. Whether he wants to admit it or not, this is the truth. Only then did Zhang Tao understand that it turned out that Lin Xuan not only surpassed him in talent, but far surpassed him. Even, it was beyond his imagination. 3 days ago, it was only the initial stage of enlightenment. But only 3 days later, at the late stage of enlightenment, he couldn't even take a punch from Lin Xuan. It is conceivable that Lin Xuan's talent is so high that it is simply terrifying. Thinking of this, Zhang Tao couldn't help feeling somewhat regretful. Regret to provoke Lin Xuan. He is arrogant, envious, and vain. But he is not a fool, he knows who to mess with and who not to mess with. As for Lin Xuan, the talent is so much stronger than him that he can only look up to the existence. Obviously it's a pity that he can't afford to mess with it, it's already too late. Lin Xuan walked up to Zhang Tao and said in a low voice. Zhang Tao, I've always been a person who doesn't offend me, I don't offend anyone. But if you dare to provoke me, don't blame me for being merciless, this is a lesson for you today. If you still dare to provoke me, such as using Lin Yun, Chen Yu and the others to blackmail me, next time, I will abolish you. Don't think that you can be arrogant just because you are the son of a big family in the county. This is not in the county, but in Liuyanzong. And I am the first genius of a new disciple, believe it or not. I will only get a little punishment if I abolish you. And you will be a useless person forever. As he spoke, his cold gaze pierced Zhang Tao's chest like a blade. Zhang Tao couldn't help but his heart trembled, and his eyes turned into endless horror. He knew that Lin Xuan was not joking. I really dared to do it, and I planned to do it. Hastily bowed his head and said in a low voice. I see. He didn't dare to look directly at Lin Xuan's gaze, and even trembled when he spoke. Remember what you said today. Lin Xuan patted Zhang Tao's shoulder, stood up, turned around and walked towards Lin Yun and the others. And from the beginning to the end, the group of younger brothers behind Zhang Tao were all trembling, not daring to make any moves, let alone stand up to stop them. These younger brothers are all new disciples recruited by Zhang Tao in the past 3 days, using his own strength and the power of the sons of the rich families in the county. Even Zhang Tao was instantly killed by Lin Xuan. This group of younger brothers are not as good as Zhang Tao, how dare they speak out? Lin Xuan came to Lin Yun and Wu Qili and said, okay, it's been resolved. You can practice with peace of mind. It's not easy to enter Liuyuan sect. Don't waste it. Thank you, Brother Xuan. Brother Xuan, thanks to you this time. The three of them cupped their hands in thanks and even called Brother Xuan. This time, they really saw Lin Xuan's strength. Zhang Tao, who was no match for the three of them together, was blown away by Lin Xuan's punch, and an arm was crippled. Such a big gap before and after. It also allowed them to fully recognize the distance between them and Lin Xuan, and they no longer had the idea of comparison. Even more he couldn't help calling him Brother Xuan.